Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri and today is the beginning of Halloween. I'm so excited. I have so many good, amazing, dare I say, spooktacular Halloween DIYs in the works for this Halloween season. And a lot of the supplies can be purchased at the Dollar Tree. I don't know if you see all my supplies here behind me, but yeah, those are the supplies for all of the Halloween DIYs we are going to be doing over the next month. I'm super excited! To kick things off today, we are going to recreate some spooky Halloween wall decor that I found, on the Google Images. First thing that inspired me to want to create some spooky wall art for Halloween, the Mystical Arts Death Moth velvet sign. Now, this is available at the Spirit Halloween store for $17.99. It's super cute. The frame's really ornate and I really dug it. It's on this like velvet purple background. But I was like, no thank you for $17.99, especially when I read the dimensions. It's only like an 8x10 frame and they wanted $17.99 for it. Yeah, no. Then what really got me inspired is because I kept scrolling through and I found another. It is on Etsy for $48.92. While this frame is amazing, I don't know where they got it, if they made it by hand, whatever, but still, $48 for some Halloween wall art. Now, let's be real. Ain't nobody keeping up Halloween wall art all year long. So spending $50 on something that's maybe gonna be up for 4 weeks, no, I'm not having it. And I know we can make it for cheaper, and we are. And a good majority of the supplies needed to recreate this, we're gonna do a spider and not a moth because I couldn't find a big moth at the Dollar Tree. But basically, you can find pretty much everything you need at the Dollar Tree. I know. But wait. We're not gonna just make one spooky Halloween wall decor piece today. We're gonna make two, because I also stumbled across this really cool, like half skull, maybe mummified, coming out of a frame. I screenshotted it and now I can't find the exact picture again, but a quick Google search for skull coming out of frame brings a lot of inspiration. Here's one on Etsy that's just a gold skull in a gold frame on a black background. It better be real gold. $132. You're insane. I mean, I love the hustle Etsy seller, but no.
Just say no.
Because to recreate what I had originally seen, which I think looks way cooler and way spookier than that, again, Dollar Tree. So, what are the supplies we need to make these two amazing Halloween wall art pieces? Well, we'll go over them right now. So, for the moth in frame, I bought a giant tarantula. I bought this giant tarantula at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. They do come in different colors, sparkly ones even. I just went with your normal, like standard scary black tarantula with a little bit of brown bits on him. So instead of a moth, we're gonna be using a spider. Now, they do have those little rolls of fabric at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. They did have some of this rolled fabric at my Dollar Tree in a black velvet, a really bright red velvet, and I wanna say a white velvet. I didn't like any of those, especially when up against the spider. I didn't wanna go black because he wouldn't stand out. And the red, it was giving me too much of I'm a store-bought vampire Halloween costume vibes. I didn't like it at all. So I did run over to the Joann's, and this fabric right here, it's like a velvety sparkle purple. It was on sale and I only bought like 12 inches wide, I think. Yeah, I bought the least amount of width you could buy. I did spend, a couple $3 on this, but if you wanted to one-stop shop it, just pick you up one of these in your favorite color from the Dollar Tree. You're also going to need need some sort of a frame. I could have purchased a little bit more of an ornate frame, but I didn't. I liked the shape of it. I liked that it almost looked square, but wasn't quite square. And I just made sure my spider fit in it perfectly fine. Now, this frame does not have one of those frame kickstands on it. This is truly meant to be hung on your wall. However, I don't want to hang it on my wall. So I also picked up these two little plastic black easels from the Dollar Tree. So $1.25, $1.25, $1.25, I don't know, couple $3. Or $1.25 if you buy it at the Dollar Tree. Then for our skull, now these are new at Dollar Tree this year. It's black velvet. It's a black velvet skull. They also have, you know, the normal ones. I decided to go with the black because I'm gonna cover it in black. I didn't want to have to deal with the white skeleton showing through. I want my skeleton to look super mummified. So I picked up a little bit bigger frame. This is, I guess, like a hang your photos from this. We're gonna take that all apart. I just liked the size of this frame because it was really long. You're gonna want some black fabric. Now, you could stop at the black fabric if you wanted, or you could get like a charcoal gray or whatever your Dollar Tree has. But because I wanted it to look extra mummy-ish, I also picked up the dark gray creepy cloth. So I want to mummify him in this black, and then over the top, I'm gonna put the creepy cloth. I just thought it would look really cool. That's why. Yeah, those are the supplies for that. Easy, right? $1.25, $1.25, $1.25, $1.25. Aside from that, you're gonna need your hot glue gun. Now, I got liquid starch. You could use Mod Podge, and I could have gotten those containers at the Dollar Tree, but I felt like it was gonna take a lot of $1.25 containers of Mod Podge. So I'm going the starch route. Mod Podge, starch, Elmer's glue and water mixture, whatever, that's what you're gonna need. Okay, now that we have our supplies, our first order of business is to decide if we like our frames or if we want to, you know, spruce them up a little bit. Now, for my skull frame, it's just solid black, and the whole vibe of this is going to be black, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave this frame as is. If you wanted to spray paint it gold, spray paint it purple, whatever, unwrap it and go out and spray paint it. But for the spider, because it's like this, which isn't bad, it's like this vintagey, like gray-y wood tone. I could leave it if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So I do want to spray paint this, and I'm probably, if I have black spray paint, I'll go spray paint it black. I did buy a little thing of black paint from the Dollar Tree. I could hand paint this black if I don't have spray paint, but I have a feeling I have spray paint. And while that's drying, we could work on covering the back, hooking on the spider, all that good stuff. So if you don't like your frames, go paint them, go adjust them, go do whatever, because it's all about multitasking. Well, I did decide that I was going to paint the black frame because I had some sparkle spray paint and I thought that'd be cute. Both frames are out in my garage drying. Now we can get to the easiest one, which is our velvet spider. All we're gonna do is, it doesn't get much easier, guys. And that Etsy shop wanted like $50 for this. No, thank you, ma'am. So we wanna make sure that we have enough overhang on all four sides to fold this over. And we're gonna just run a little bit of hot glue to just glue this down. Now, if you wanted to, you could spray adhesive, the fabric, onto your cardboard, which might be a little easier. So depending on what you have, any way you wanna do it, all you need to do is get this fabric onto this backing. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball measure where I need to cut. These are not fabric scissors. And now I know I have enough fabric to go all the way around and affix to the back side so that once everything's glued down, we have this beautiful velvety sparkle covered board. Okay, awesome. Now that we have our fabric on our board, all we have to do is hot glue our spider on there. So I'm just gonna put like hot glue here, here, and a little dab on each of his little feet, and then get him centered as much as possible. And he's done. So literally hot glue on his little butt. I don't want any hot glue to like spooge out, so just little dots Boom. I'm just gonna eyeball center. That looks good to me. Press him down. There's all of his little feet. Let's make sure he's stuck. Oh, he's on there and he is looking good. Okay. Aside from putting him back in his frame, he's done. And he looks so cute. I'm just gonna clean up the little glue stick spider webs, but come on. Okay, now that our spider is pretty much done and just waiting for our frame to dry, it's time to start on our skull mummified wall decor piece. Now, what I wanna try to do is cut this skull. You know, we could just plop him on right here, but that's not cool enough to me. And the inspiration I saw, he was kind of cut a little bit, so he wasn't so like bulging out, but it looked like he was more like out of the frame. I just have a sharp blade here. I mean, these are Dollar Tree plastic skulls. This one happens to be covered in velvet, but it's hollow. I want him to be not full profile, but kind of like 3/4. So I think I have to cut out the bulk of like his head right here. But I'm gonna start little by little by little until I think I have him the way I want. This is gonna be trial and error, man, because I don't know. So I'm gonna just stick my blade in. Be careful. Oh, yeah, went right in. Okay. And also, saving grace here, doesn't have to be super perfect because we're gonna cover it in fabric, but we just wanna get the gist of the shape. Oh, this is actually with a blade cutting quite easy. Just, you know, doing a little brain surgery. Be careful, you're working with a blade. Pay attention to where all of your hands and your fingers are as you're cutting this brain. I wonder if I can, now that I have a pretty good section, just use scissors. You might even be able to just poke in here and use scissors the whole way. And when we're finessing, that's what we might do. So I've got a giant hole in his brain. Oh, see? But now I need him to sit more like this. This is just gonna be trial and error until we get a shape that we want. I'm just going for it. And also, if I really mess this up, this was $1.25. I can go get another one. So let's see. Ooh, okay, but let's see. I don't like how his chin's coming out so much. How do I get his chin down? I think I have to cut like right here. Cut his jaw out, if you will. Good. Whole half of his face gone. Okay, it's sitting a little better. Again, it's just gonna finesse and finesse and finesse, but I think that's almost pretty good. I just wanna take out some bulk right here. Okay, that was actually pretty painless. I did end up cutting it a little bit bigger, and then what I did is I sliced like that, so that I could fold the edge in to give me a better surface to hot glue. Put glue right here and then plop it on. This part doesn't have to be super perfect, not super seamless. It's fine. We're gonna mummify him as soon as he's glued down. So I'm gonna use quite a bit of hot glue. Don't even care if I get glue globs seeping through. Again, we're mummifying him. So I want him like kind of centery, looking up at the stars. I'm gonna hold him for a good long while. Okay, I've got him really nice and glued down. He's not going anywhere, so yay. And my glue job was not great. I've got glue all along the edges, nice little puddles of glue. I don't really care about it because next up, we're gonna take our fabric. Now, this is where you're either going to use Mod Podge, an Elmer's glue and water mixture. For me, I'm gonna use starch and water mixture. This is gonna get messy, so I did bring a towel to put down because you know me, I'm working on the floor. But we're gonna take our fabric. Now, like I mentioned, I picked 2 fabrics, so I gave myself double the work, but I think it's gonna look cool, so I'm okay with it. What we're gonna do is take our $1.25 Dollar Tree fabric, and we want to get it nice and wet in whatever liquid mixture we have, because then we're gonna take this and like form it into all the cracks and crevices and do like wrinkles and, you know, things like that to make it look mummified. I have 2 cups of water in this bowl, and then I'm gonna put 2 cups, because according to this really old container of starch, for heavy, use half of this and half water. But before I do that, I'm gonna lay a towel down. And I swear, I've probably had this container of starch for a million years. I wonder if this starch, I doubt it. It doesn't expire, but I wonder if there was a date on here. I think the only reason why I have this is because maybe at one point I wanted to paper mache, or maybe Davis was in school and he needed to paper mache. I'm telling you, this bottle is old. Should be good. Let's get 2 cups. 1, 2. The deal here is we want to get our fabric nice and soaked, fully saturated, but wrung out. So we don't want it like dripping with our whatever mixture. And then lay it over the top of your skull and start finessing it. All right, fabric, dunking it in. Maybe I should have gloves on, but I don't. So we want to make sure this is fully saturated. Wring it out. I'm just gonna do it one more time. I want all that starchy goodness in there, because the starch or the glue or the Mod Podge is what's gonna make this fabric harden and stay how we placed it. Now, you have creative license to do this however you want. I wanna make sure that I first focus on like the features of the skull. So like finding the eyeball and getting that fabric in the eyeball. I want this to look like a skull. I don't want it to look like a big round blob. And so you might have to like pull it, smooth it, tuck it, all that good stuff. And we are gonna have to let this dry. So like I said, if you're only doing 1 layer, great. If you're doing more than 1 layer, it's gonna take you a little bit longer. And I even brought some sponge brushes out in case we need to like extra saturate to make it go in there a little better. Dollar Tree, this whole pack for $1.25. Now, if you're looking for foam brushes, don't go in the craft section. They're too expensive there. You get like a 4-pack for $1.25. Where you need to go, where they have like the car and the paint supplies, I think it's also in like the cat food aisle. This whole thing is in that aisle. You get 8 foam brushes for $1.25. Just saying. So I am gonna take this and try to like manipulate this and get it a little bit more soaky so that I can get it into all the grooves. Again, you're just playing around with it, trying to make it look like a skull. Okay, I know you're not gonna be able to tell very well because it's like black on black on black, but I think it looks pretty cool. So what I found to be easier is obviously get your fabric soaked, wring it out, lay it on. But as you're smushing it into all of the cracks and crevices, get your sponge brush and literally press the liquid in, and it really makes the fabric like sink down. So the wetter it was, the easier it was for me to see all of those features and to get the fabric really molded around it. I really like the way it is looking right now. Then I went ahead and like added some wrinkles and textures, like as his skull is like melting into the background or his jaw is melting into the background, I kind of wrinkled the fabric a little bit more. I think it looks pretty badass.
We've got a badass over here.
And I wish I could lift it up, but I can't because it's fully saturated. So I opened up the creepy cloth. Now I'm not sure if I want to do this immediately or wait for this to dry, but part of me is like, could be cool, could not be cool. So I don't know, I might play this one by ear. I just want him to look a little bit more mummified, and I think the mesh does that, but I think I'm gonna let this all dry before we make the final decision on this. So yeah, it could be hours upon hours. Guys, I couldn't help myself. You know me, I can't wait. So I decided to cut a little bit of the creepy cloth, dunk it in the starch, and lay it over the top to see what I think. I haven't manipulated it or anything, but I think I do like it. Because I was worried, like, if I wait for the black fabric to dry, and then I start to put more wet fabric over the top of that, would that just undo the dryness of the black? And I figured, might as well like see what you can do now while everything's wet. I think it looks cool. It makes him look extra creepy. I'm gonna mesh him up, then we'll let him dry. Okay, now that that's done, we can officially wait for this to dry. And I'm sure our frames are dry already, but as soon as this is dry, we could trim off the excess and then put it in our frame along with our spider. So yeah, just let this sit I don't know, maybe clean up our mess, put this under a fan, let it dry. Okay, it is the next day and my skeleton head has dried overnight. I mean, it's flexible yet stiff. The black fabric underneath is very stiff and the mesh over the top is a little bit more flexible, but I mean, it's holding its shape and I kind of love it. So now you can see on the back, we've got our cardboard with the extra fabric. So I just need to trim off all of this extra fabric and then I can put it in my sparkle painted frame and it will be done. So let's do that. Guys, our super spooky wall decor is done and it looks amazing. Now, I know I said wall decor, but I personally am not going to hang these pieces on my wall. They're on easels. Are you ready to see them? Because here it comes. Final reveal time. Dun 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 dun. Ooh, so cool. So amazing. Spooky. I mean, that skull, not for nothing, looks pretty awesome. Look at that spider. I think we did an amazing job for our first Halloween decor DIY. I mean, seriously, come on. What did we see these for? I mean, the very cheapest was from the Halloween store, and that was like $18. And on Etsy, granted, it was a really cool frame, and it was a moth. But seriously, wasn't that like $42? Guess how much? $125, $125, and I think $3. But literally, if I did the red velvet, $125. What's that? $3.75. I technically paid $5. Now, I did already have the spray paint for the frame, but if you didn't, seriously, $1.25. That's all I'm saying. Tops $5. And then the skeleton head, forget about it. $125, $125, $125, $125. Again, tops $5. That gold one, like hundreds of dollars? No, thank you, ma'am. Not when we can DIY it ourselves and it look this amazing for 10 bucks total. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? This was so easy. Now, I did have supplies at home that I did not purchase. The starch, but again, $1.25 Mod Podge. I thought it was gonna take more starchy water than it did. Using 2 cups of water and 2 cups of starch was way excessive. So I feel like if you bought 2 of those little Mod Podge bottles, mixed those with like a cup of water, oh my gosh, it's at $7 now. Still quite affordable. And honestly, I get it. Like, let's say you found something like this and it was 50, 75, $100, but it was something that you were gonna keep in your house on your wall all year long. Fine, go for it. Spend that money. It's something you're gonna enjoy and you're gonna be able to look at every single day. But we're talking about a Halloween decoration that's tops gonna be up for 4 weeks. $5 to $7 is the perfect amount of money to spend. And I don't think anybody can disagree with me. And if you can, disagree with me in the comments below, but you're not gonna be able to. So instead of disagreeing with me in the comments below, just write how amazing these 2 pieces are and how you're gonna run over to the Dollar Tree right now, grab your supplies and make them. Because guess what? It took less than an afternoon, maybe a couple of hours, no time, no money. It doesn't get much better than that, especially for Halloween decorations. And there's more to come. I mean, do you not see the supplies back here? So many amazing and affordable Halloween DIYs are coming your way all the month of October. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell because you're gonna wanna be alerted. I mean, seriously, out of the gate, we're already starting off with 2 amazing, affordable, time-saving DIYs. So why wouldn't you wanna be notified of that? Notification bell. Also, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, remember to share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.